Tragedy to triumph. Pastor Ashley recently shared with us the question of why do bad things happen to good people? Pastor Ashley said that it is difficult to understand how God could allow the pain and suffering we see in our lives and in the world. On that Sunday, the congregation sang a hymn entitled, "Precious Lord, Take My Hand." That hymn was written by Thomas Dorsey, not the famous band leader. You need to hear the story of Thomas Dorsey, an African American. Many hymns are written in times of tragedy. This hymn was written in 1932 following the death of Dorsey's wife and infant son. Dorsey was born in Georgia, and his father was a Baptist preacher. He was taught music by his mother, a piano teacher. Dorsey fell in love with music, and it was the music of the blues and jazz. He drifted away from religion. After suffering from severe illness in 1926, he thought about his life and then was converted in 1928 and became active, leading a church choir in Chicago. He formed a gospel song music company and has written hundreds of hymns. Precious Lord was written when Dorsey was in St. Louis to sing at an evangelistic service, and he received the telegram saying, "Your wife just died." He quickly returned home, and his infant son died the next day. He fell apart and said he felt that God had done him a great injustice. He wanted to forget gospel music and go back to blues and jazz. 1 week later, he was asked at a local music school to play for them. And he sat down to play a melody from his Sunday school days and from the Bible text of, "Must Jesus bear the cross alone?" He left the school and then rearranged the tune and added his own words that became "Precious Lord." Here is what the 3 stanzas of the hymn mean that capture the grief of Dorsey, but also who have suffered a significant loss. Stanza 1 indicates a suffering soul who is reaching out, saying they are at the end of their rope. Stanza 2 tells of a journey in which the traveler reaches out for the hand of Christ. Stanza 3 tells of leaving the storms of life to a long road and ends at a river of hope. That river is the symbolic river of Jordan. Perhaps the hymn portrays Jesus as the Good Shepherd in the Gospel of John. Many of Dorsey's hymns have brought people to Christ and enhanced the Christian journey of other believers. Precious Lord turned my thoughts to Philippians 1:12, in which Paul, in chains in Rome and in prison, wrote, "Now I want you to know, brothers and sisters, that what has happened to me has actually served to advance the gospel." Yes, Paul's change advanced the gospel, and there is no doubt in my mind that Dorsey's hymns have also advanced the love of Jesus Christ for both suffering souls and those in other circumstances in their life. So take the time to Google Precious Lord to reflect on Dorsey's life and the 3 stanzas in Precious Lord. God bless you and have a good week. Trust in the Lord and do good.